Hi guys, Steve from Vintage Classic 71 here this week. What is this? Episode number 43. So I'm closing in on the big 5-0. A little bit of a mixed bag today, mainly baseball. My wife and I, yesterday on Sunday, we went to was it yesterday? I'm sorry, Saturday. Boy, you get old, you lose track of the days. We drove down to Wareham, which is down by Cape Cod, just on the outer edge of Cape Cod before you go on the Cape itself. And there's a couple of antique places down there, and we have to walk around and see what's there. So I managed to pick up a few cards, nothing really big, but just something to do. So I'll show you some of those, and I got a few graded cards that came in. So, all right, without further ado, let's get started. I did pick up not in the best shape. They're only a few bucks. The guy wanted these are 1984 Donruss, the larger size cards. The back of them. Like I said, I already have a lot of these, but it was a decent price. So here's a Donruss Champions, Tommy John. That's the guy that should be in the Hall of Fame too. I know I talk about Dwight Evans from the Red Sox and Louis Tiant and stuff, but there's another guy right here, Tommy John. Career-wise, he had 248 wins. So I would think that'd be somebody that should be in the Hall of Fame. In fact, right after him is another guy that could be considered, Steve Garvey. He's in the Padres uniform there. Better known for the Dodgers. Flip through some real quick here. Show you. If you're a Mets fan, Keith Hernandez. Like I said, they're not in the best shape. Like some very soft corners. But I think it was like $4 or $5. So for that, what the heck? Here's Ferguson Jenkins, great Hall of Fame pitcher. The back of him. Let's see. I'll pick up maybe one or two more, show you, then we'll get the other stuff out. Here's a good one. Lefty, Steve Carlton, Philadelphia Phillies Hall of Famer. Let's see. Anybody else in here? Yeah, the rest of them are, for most parts, minor stars. Or here's Andre Dawson. Montreal Expos. I gotta get some. I don't have, ran out of the. I usually try to put all my cards in some type of protection, whether it be an album, top loaders, or something. I don't have any more of the 4x6 holders like that you see all my other cards when I show you in. So these will be going in there at some point. And put them over here for now. All right. Next, like I said, this is a mixed bag, a lot of common stuff like that, but I figured I'd show you some. Here's a 1971 rookie stars for the Reds, Frank Duffy and Milt Wilcox. These were all $1. I mean, for $1, vintage cards, you can't go wrong. 1970, Jim McAndrew, New York Mets pitcher. That was right after the miracle Mets season of '69. McAndrews was, he had, at that point in his career, he had 10 wins and 14 losses, so he's a decent pitcher. Here's a 75 Topps card of the 1958 most valuable players, Jackie Jensen from the Red Sox and Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. I already had this card, but again, like I said, in going through he had a large, like a big bin full of cards. So I tried to pull out some real quick that I thought I liked. This one's pretty beat up. It's a 1960 Fleer. Not kind of beat up, it's very beat up. It's missing a little piece of a corner. It's wrinkled badly, a little paper loss on the front. But it's Bob Shockey. Like I said, I love the cards. I mean, I don't care. I try to get them in the best shape I can get them. But I never turn down cards, vintage cards, anyways. I love them all. Here's I think I'm in the last video, or 2 videos ago, I mentioned some of the Bruins players. I had Gary Doak. Here he is as a Detroit Red Wing. The thing about this card is, if you look, that's a painted uniform. He had come from the New York Rangers the previous year. And they painted that to make it look like the Detroit Red Wings. As you know, the Red Wings don't have any blue in it, so they flew out on the neck. But it's a nice card. It's a 72-73 tops. And solid defenseman. Shot blocker, like I told you before. All right, next we have a 73-74. This is Fred Harvey from the then Minnesota North Stars, which is Dallas Stars now. All right, here's a 1970-71 Jim Pappen, Chicago Blackhawks. I just acquired him from the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's wearing a Toronto Maple Leaf uniform. As I told you before, he's not in the best shape. Soft, very soft corners, a little tiny crease in the corner up here. But for the price, I mean, you really can't go wrong. This one's not a, this is a 2023 Prism Baseball. I just liked it because it was Catfish Hunter. It's hard to see because of the chrome. The back of it. Maybe eventually I'll pick up some more of this. I think that year they had a lot of Hall of Famers and older players, so I'll try to get some of those. Next is the #1 prospect for the Red Sox right now, coming up. I picked this up. The guy has this in the box too. It's outfielder Roman Anthony. I told you the story of I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago when my wife and I went to Worcester. They were having the fan appreciation when all the players were signing. You couldn't even get close to Roman Anthony. There was so many people there. I was hoping to get a ball signed by him. Oops, I'm sorry. By the way, this is a Bowman Chrome 2023. This is a guy that, if you're a Red Sox fan, you're definitely going to hear his name mentioned a lot in the coming years. Barring injuries or some unforeseen something happening, I think he's the real deal. So it's good for Red Sox fans, somebody to look forward to coming up. I love this card here. It's as I've told you a lot in the past, I like action cards with action photos on them. And this is a 1973-74 Dave Keon from the Maple Leafs. I just love that image. It's a face-off draw. Keon's in the Maple Leaf uniform in the blue. You would never see that today. They just don't usually do that anymore. But the angle himself, how the photographer had to have gotten that, is pretty wild, to be honest. And I like this. I told you before, it's colorful. Is the back. But that's probably one of my all-time favorite action shots. One day I'll do a video on my maybe top 25 of those. This one he had was signed by Bill Fahey, catcher for the Rangers. 75 already had the stamped, or what do you want to say, autograph on the card. Fahey, if you see the blue Sharpie signed right below it. Right there. Again, just a common player, but, you know, it's signed, so. All right, I got 2 WHA cards coming up. This is a 74-75 Don McLeod. Played for the Blazers, which I think was in Cleveland. I'm probably wrong on that. You guys will have to correct me, but it's a goalie card of him. If you know me, how I collect, I like goalie cards. Ones with depict the old equipment and everything like that. I only have a handful of WHA cards. So I was happy to add this one. The next one is Ulf Nilsson. This is a 77-78 O-Pee-Chee. It's a Winnipeg Jets. He was a solid player. Even when he came to the NHL, when the Winnipeg Jets were incorporated into the National Hockey League, he's a solid player. Next is a 74 Hostess card of Dwight White of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A while back, you probably remember when I mentioned I showed you 5 or 6 Hostess cards. This is just another one in there. All right. Then I've got some graded cards to show. This is going to be a short video. I don't have as much this week. I was sick. I didn't make a video last week. I was sick between allergies and a cold. Had no voice. I was coughing, sneezing. So I apologize for not making a video last week. And I really didn't have a lot of time to put something together for today. But I'll get back on schedule with my 20 to 25-minute videos next week. But here's a 1968 Sharif, which I think I'm saying right, Sharif coins. It's a PSA 4 of Phil Esposito. You can see that easier. There's Esposito in the back. But again, I don't have a lot of these. I like them a lot. And I probably will start working on getting some more of the graded ones, or even ungraded. I don't care. But the next one's I got 253 Parkhurst cards to show you. The first one's Woody Dumont, who was a Bruins great player. This is a 4.5. The old Bruins uniforms with hockey coming. Next week I'll probably do a lot of hockey on there. With the season starting right around the corner. We had our fantasy hockey draft last night. I was happy. I got David Pastrnak. I think I picked 5th in the draft. So I actually talked my wife into playing because we needed an extra body in there. She does fantasy football. Years ago, she hemmed and hawed, didn't really want to do it, and I talked her into it, and now she loves it. In fact, she's one of the better ones in our league. But we'll see how she does in hockey. But I was able to get Pastrnak, so that was good. All right, next up we got a great Bruins legend. This is the guy, he himself was a Hall of Fame player. This is a 53 Parkhurst, it's a PSA 2. But he's the one who originally went and, along with a couple other scouts, signed Bobby Orr for the Bruins. And that's the great Milt Schmidt. I got a couple of Schmidt autograph cards I'll show you one day. In the back of them. 53 Parkhurst, I like. I only have maybe a half a dozen cards of them, but it's definitely something I'd like to work on. Next, a little trivia for you. Actually, I'll give you the answer, but the next guy, this is a 1950 Bowman. It's a card of the first third baseman to ever win the MVP award in Major League Baseball, and that's Bob Elliott. It's the 1950 Bowman, like I said, Bob Elliott. It's a PSA 2, and he's depicted in the Boston Braves uniform. But Bob Elliott is, a lot of people don't know him. You talk to baseball fans, and you throw out his name, Bob Elliott. The guy had, I want to say, over 2,000 career hits. He was on I want to say 6 or 7 All-Star teams. Until he got the MVP award. So he was a solid player. Not a Hall of Famer, but I'm not saying, but one of those guys that gets forgotten about in time. But that's a 1950 Bowman Bob Elliott. So I was happy to get this. This came in last week when I wasn't feeling too good, but it's a nice card. The 50 Bowmans are smaller, as you know, compared to the size of the card. So next is growing up as a kid was probably this guy and Jim Rice were my 2 favorite Red Sox, and that's Fred Lynn. This is a 1977 Topps PSA 4. Beautiful card. Fred Lynn had one of the nicest swings, smooth, no hitch. Just wonderful to watch him bat. Part of the Gold Dust Twins. I can't talk to that. I don't know if it's because of my cold, but they made a great duo. So next is 1972 Kellogg's ran the all-time baseball greats set, and I just picked out a couple of my favorite. Let me show my favorite player first. My favorite all-time player, as you guys know, not a Red Sox, which probably shocks you, but it's 72 Kellogg's Lou Gehrig. It's a mint 9. I'm working on this side. I need about 5 or 6 of them, maybe. There's 15 of them. I think I want to say I need 5 of them. There's the back. Like anything else, Kellogg's cards are very difficult to find without cracking or warping or bending. So if you can get ones like these that are in good shape, they're definitely worth it, especially these all-time great ones, in my opinion. I mean, some people don't like them. That's fine. Everybody has their own things they like and dislike, but I really like the design of these and the player selection of the 15 cards. You can't go wrong. Babe Ruth's in there, Ty Cobb, So a lot of big names. Next is another one of them is the 72 Kellogg's of Pie Trainer. So, and great Pirates player. Back of Pie's card. All right. Next is a 1973 Topps card of Juan Marichal. It's a Beckett 9. I love this pose too. Another action shot. Here he is pitching. He probably just came through that high kick, and he's delivering the ball right there. It's a nice card. The back is a little off-centered from left to right, but it's a beautiful card. The front is beautiful centering, nice sharp corners. Hence why it's got a 9. But I like that card. Dominican Dandy, Juan Marichal, great pitcher. All right, last one is a GMA. I have a few cards graded with them. I couldn't even tell you over the years where I picked them up from, but this is a 1975 Topps Brooks Robinson card 50, and it got a 6. Here's the back of it. All right, that's about all I have this week. Oh, I guess I can show you these. I picked up these, let's see, when was I in New Hampshire? About 2 weeks ago. Upper Deck put a 100th season commemorative set together, the Boston Bruins, and managed to get 10 of them that day. I can show them to you real quick. Here's Derek Sanderson. They're nice looking cards, the back of it. There's the front again of Sanderson. He was a character for the Bruins. All right, next you got Terry Sawchuk, Hall of Fame goalie. And you got Brian Ralston. They're all players that played for the Bruins in the past 100 years. You could buy the whole box set, which I probably will do. But I saw these were all, I think he had them for 25 cents each. Mike Knuble. Bill Ranford. Glenn Wesley. Marco Sturm. Came over in the Joe Thornton trade. Boy, that was a mistake, that deal. Joe went on to have a great career with the San Jose Sharks. P.J. Axelson. Eddie Shore, great Eddie Shore. Yeah, one of our first of our line of great defensemen we've had with the Bruins organization. Mark Recchi. He was on the Cup winner in 2011. That's it. There's those 10 cards right there. I got a couple. Here's another couple oddball ones. This will bring back memories for you guys, especially if you're a Monday Night Football fan. You get Don Meredith, Howard Cosell, and Frank Gifford. The Monday Night Football crew. This was produced in, oops, knock those over, 1994, action-packed cards. Then I got a Howard Cosell all by himself here. Howard was famous for always having a lot of dinners and lunches with people. He always got the scoop, always said, oh, well, having dinner. But they made it colorful. They, in my opinion, they were the best on there. Dandy Don at the end of the game singing, "Turn out the lights, the party's over." Frank Gifford, and of course, I told you Howard Cosell with all his stories. So that was a great time back then. So hope everybody's teams did well. My Patriots didn't expect them to beat the 49ers, and we didn't. But we are 1-3 right now. So only one place to go. But this is going to be a long year. I mean, I don't expect much. I think we get the Dolphins are up next. But the Dolphins are struggling, so maybe that's a game the Patriots can squeak out a win. I'm expecting any week now you're going to see Drake May in there. He hasn't really played much. On baseball front, my Red Sox finished 81-81. You couldn't be any more average. I guess I'm looking for the right word. than 81. But I'm happy with it. It was an improvement over last year. I believe we are heading in the right direction. I think one of my videos this winter, I'm going to do like a hot stove one where I go over guys that I think would be good signings for organizations and stuff like that. But Red Sox need pitching. We need starting pitching and we need relief pitching. We have some young hitters coming up. Could we use a right-handed power bat to offset our? We have a heavy left-handed lineup, most definitely. So we'll see what they do. But fantasy baseball wasn't good for me this year. I had a rough year this past year in fantasy sports. I finished 7th out of 10 teams. Got rocked with injuries, but got to play with what you dealt. So let's see what else can I talk about. The Celtics, I'm looking forward to their season kicking off. As I told you, the Bruins, I'm still waiting for Swayman to sign. I don't know how long that's going to take. Our goalie, Jeremy Swayman. So, but all right. I hope everybody's had a great weekend, a safe weekend. For all of those of you in Florida and North Carolina, that whole area down there. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you and stuff for the storm that went through there. So if you are living in those areas, please be safe. So, and thank you for watching my video and keep on collecting. Until next week, may God bless you and your family. And again, thank you. Take care. Bye.